Alrighty, setting up kind of a preliminary setup. Pardon my voice a bit, I'm getting over a cold here. But on this side of the fence, I'm going to be taking this longer pallet, turning it sideways. It has some material back here, a little bit of dirt and dust can get cleaned up. But I'm trying to build a little shed for 2 bikes and my lawnmower. As well as I got rototiller and a yard vacuum over here that I need to have not outside for the rest of the winter. And also I need an excuse to get rid of all these pallets. So, time for Pallet Shed Part 2. Alrighty, so now we actually have a top on top of our base. I'm going to go through and cap the front and back. We have cats in the neighborhood and I don't want anything nesting in here, or we've scared them out of these pallets before. So I don't want anyone getting in there and getting hurt, or any kind of creatures nesting in there that I can keep from doing that. But yeah, this is it so far. Alrighty, so now we've got one side down. Voice is feeling a little better. It's the next day. So the dimension, keeping it tight on one side, as is with pallets, kind of shrink on you, move a little bit. I had another piece up, but the staples kind of pull through, so I'm gonna have to re-tack that up. Good old asphalt paper. So now I can kind of get in on some of how that pattern goes. Just keep it nice and random. Kind of change around the colors a little bit. This side's gonna need tacked down again. I'm gonna run a 2x4 or 2x6 down the front facing caps on both sides so that I can hook my hinges to that. I've got these nice big solid blocks that I can screw into and put in some lag bolts, so I'll have some good shear strength, and I can do a couple in there, and that'll also kind of help reinforce this connection piece here. All in all, it's good and strong. Like when I give a good wiggle on it, it wiggles the whole thing. As I keep adding on to it, it will not move whatsoever. This is going to have great wind shear capability through the fact that I got this nice material here, and you can kind of see the layers here a bit. So it's not too much. It's more or less to keep the rain out. It's going to help keep wind shear out, like I was saying, and insects for the most part. I mean, you get insects in your house, and your house is relatively sealed pretty nice and tight. So this is still going to get some spiders and stuff, but we're not trying to absolutely keep everything out like we were with the wood shop. So yeah, just a quick little update. One side down, 2 to go, and then 2 doors. Alright, so first initial side, the sadly only side that will be seen. And then look at all this gorgeous work. You guys in your viewership are going to be the only ones to see this because it's going against that fence. I know, super sad and all that. But this future-proofs us a little bit for the fact where if we do decide to move this around or something, it can be cool and textured and all that shiznits somewhere else. So I got a little bit, here I'll kind of block that, a little bit of sun kicking in. But here is the final side. I was able to knock that out real quick. The help of the assistance of my wife. So yeah, This is what the inside looks like right now. It's all the last little bits of panel. But you can see here our nice asphalt paper. It's been really good and wonderful to work with. But it simplifies the whole process down pretty good. So kind of going through on the Mark II setup here, you could say. Working pretty good. So this will be the top. So it's a little like a doop, and then you're in it kind of thing. And then a boop. But I got 2 doors I gotta fabricate and make. So I gotta get dimension and everything for those. That'll be the next endeavor once we get the roof done. But we're at the point now that it can get pressed against the fence. So I figured do a little quick update before all that beauteous gets covered, sadly. But it is what it is. Okay. So I've got some more pallet wood. Imagine that, right? And I'm going to cut from this corner to that corner to make 2 stringers. That give me a pitch that I don't have to measure or think about. I just run a line. I'm going to cut 2 pieces of 2x4 to this dimension, rip both of them so that gives me 4 individual stringers. I'm going to string them up across this little guy. I'll let it overhang a little in the back. So I have some shed in the back. And I'm going to have it overhang the front for just a little bit, so that way as my door hinges are up here, I'm not getting water on the inside at all. And I'm going to run it right up to this edge and let my roof overhang just a little bit to kind of combat any wind or water going in. I mean, wind's going to go in, but any rain is the main thing that we're trying to do, just shed water. And yeah.
And so a few things have changed. So this is one of the fun additions that my wife has made for me. As you can tell, it's that time of year now. Leaves are falling on the ground, and it's Halloween season. So my wife made me a nice, cool, fun little wreath for the good old wood shop. Now I got to get in the habit of calling this the wood shop. Went through and put a little brick border in the bottom. Here it is in all of its glory. As you can see from inside of the prior footage, we've done quite a bit of work out here. Now it's down to this, which is what's left of potential throwaway or use items. Little mini tramp my wife uses for exercise. But the back porch is looking pretty good. Whole area back here, as you can see, has just changed monumentally. This is part of the reason the videos haven't been popping up as regularly as I'd like them to, as far as just trying to stay in a little bit more of a regular routine here. But the whole backyard's now organized. I have usable, good, worthwhile lumber here. We have a nice little fire area that we set up. The cherries we got for free from a local, I think it's a distillery slash bar, that was getting rid of them because the paint started flecking off on them. But they're all perfectly good, nice chairs. I just need to go through, me and the missus, and strip and repaint these. Got some nice mums last of the season. And here's that good old shed. So this is now the shed. I've been referencing that as the shed when that is the wood shop now. And this is the shed. We went through and did some different change rounds. We had a nice chair that we had bought to all the plans in the world to strip it down and repaint it and do all this fun stuff, and it's a park bench. And my wife ended up having the idea to take and put the backer on here. And there's another nice little mum, but here it is. All of its entirety. One side's nice and quiet. These are old reused hinges, and then this one's got that barn door creak. But it's able to store everything that we need at the moment. And you can kind of see up here on the roof. Not the most gorgeous, but it'll work perfectly fine. There it is, in all of its glory, as I try to trip and fall. Hopefully not. But yeah. So I do not condone in the video the use of sandals while working and building on things, but in this facet I do, purely because I'm in boots all day long, every day, all day. So I just get so tired and wore out of them that I end up just kind of wearing them. It's not the best idea because I've definitely hurt myself while doing so multiple times, but yeah, so just as a little quick do as I say, not as I do. I'm not endorsing the use of sandals while building structures, but yeah, here it is. Those doors turned out a lot better than I was anticipating them to. But thank you all very much for your continued viewing, and have yourself a good evening. Hope you enjoyed the little snippet. Gonna try to keep doing these vlogs as I continue to build stuff. Wanted to get some of this all covered up before winter hit, or our first snow. So enjoy your evening or day, whatever time you're watching this at, and have a good one. Thank you for watching.